everybody, welcome back to Hearing Things with Julie and Brad. We have an interesting topic today. We're going to be talking about how we're not going to recover from our hearing loss. We're not going to get better. And there's layers to those feelings and thoughts. And we've never talked about it really with each other, so this is the first time that we're having that back and forth dialogue. And right before we came on, Brad had some really insightful thoughts on this, so I want to let him start. So I'm just going to throw it to him, and then we'll have the authentic dialogue from there like we do, because none of this is ever scripted.
No.
And so we'll see what comes out. Go.
Yeah. So I said that I think some of the fault, if you want to call it that, lies with the medical industry because they're always trying to cure something. I mean, I get it. That's what medicine is, right? Medicine is make somebody better. But the problem comes is you're not going to make us better. We're always going to have our hearing loss. And I think I read this in, I want to say it was Deaf Gain, the chapter where they were talking about cochlear implants and how they're perceived as genocide for the deaf community. So it's not simple, right? It's not something that is, okay, they just hear better or make them hear better and then we're done. But even when you get to that point, if our hearing devolves enough to the point where our hearing aids don't work anymore and we get cochlear implants, that's not curing. We actually hear less. I mentioned an episode where the cochlear has 3,400 hair cells, and each hair, well, not cells, hairs, and each hair corresponds to a different frequency. And so that's the biological ear. And the cochlear implants have, I think, 24, 33, something. So you're talking about orders of magnitude smaller. So even like the safety net of a cochlear implant to save hearing it pales in comparison to biological hearing. And so it's so nuanced. It's like, I understand why the medical industry, that's their job, right? They want to cure things. But I think that the emphasis to live well with hearing loss, right? Again, Sherry Ebert's blog, it's not about curing. It's about thriving with your situation. When you can't hear as well as normal people without amplification, there are tips and tricks that you need to do in order to survive a world not made with us in mind. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that some people feel sadness that we will say that we will never recover from hearing loss and it's something that cannot be cured. There's the instinctual reaction that the medical community has really fostered where, oh, that's sad. And I guess, yeah, to a degree it is, but I think you're missing the point. That's not something we should be focusing on. We should be focusing on accommodations. Mm-hmm. So that's what I have to think. What about you? What do you think?
Well, my hearing loss is different than yours because mine has been decreasing steadily over my life. Well, steadily, but not predictably, right? So I can go 10 years with a plateau and then crash. That's what happened in 2013. Oh, interesting. Is that it was fine, and then massive loss. And then it's been fine, and then we've kind of been going down like a set of steps. And then this last hearing test in the last year stayed pretty steady. There was a teeny tiny little drop. So for me, there is emotion attached to that. There is sadness. There is grief because I'm not getting that back. Every time I go for a hearing test, it's like, okay, well, this is as good as you're ever going to hear. Yeah. Now, we're not going back. For every bit of paper that I'm running out of on that audiogram, there's emotion behind that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's scary.
I've lost sounds over the last 40-something years, however long I've been doing this, 47 years. I've lost sounds that I remember having before that are now gone. That's scary. And I try not to let myself think about it too much because I will go under the covers never to be seen again. Because it is that weighty and that heavy and fearful. I mean, I can wake up tomorrow completely wiped out. That's not off the table. Realm of possibility. Out of the realm of possibility. Not off the table. Okay. Same thing.
Yeah.
We just don't know. No. It's hard to live under that cloud, so I try not to let it come to the surface. It does every now and again, but I think that's why people that know me well probably wonder sometimes, do you ever stop? No, I don't, because I am never going to hear this well again as I am hearing in this moment. I want to go to all the sporting events. I want to go to all the bars I love. I want to hit those concerts. I want to be with my family and friends. I want to be doing as much as I possibly can because it's going to be gone. That's tough.
It's heartbreaking. It's a heartbreaking conversation to have, and it has to happen every now and then to level set, to set expectations. But it's not something we can really focus on.
No,
because it's so heavy. It's heartbreaking, and we could clench our fists and stamp our feet and say it's not fair. And yeah, it's not fair. But it's something that we have to live with, and we have to power through. And having conversations like these are hard, but they need to happen because I think that we need to, like I said, set expectations where these are things that come up in our head every now and then, whether we want them to or not. And otherwise, we just support each other and we use the accommodations as we can, and ask the people in our lives to understand it a little bit more. And that's what we're doing here.
And do what I do. I use it for fuel. I use it for motivation. What have I not experienced yet in life? What's on my bucket list? What do I want to do next? Where am I going? Use it as fuel because we only have so much time.
It's true. It's true.
I'm curious if people are surprised by what I said, because most people in my life, I don't think I have ever had this conversation with them. So I'm wondering if people are surprised, if you know me or not, at the depth of emotion that comes up with this. Does it come up with you at all? Because your hearing's different. You haven't had the...
My hearing's better. I mean, there's no
crash and burn that I've had.
There's no two ways about it. My hearing is better. I don't have like the abject fear that you do, because I don't have like the experience of losing a lot of sound. There are things I can't hear, but like I have paper left on my audiogram. I have the opposite issue. Is the more I'm involved in the deaf community, the more guilt I have, because my hearing is better than a lot of people in the community. And so like I can hear like my highest pitches, I'm almost normal. But that's it. And so like I'll have guilt. It's like, what right do I have to be hosting a show like this when I can hear better than a lot of people that I interact with now? And I'm good at being a bridge between two different cultures. So like I'm very middle of the road, middle path. Where like I have some experience in one world and some experience in another world, and so like I can get by a lot better than a lot of the people in our community. But I also have a lot of problems, so I know the struggle. I empathize with the struggle, but it's still like I have guilt. I have guilt about my hearing being as good as it is, even though it's pretty rubbish for a lot of the chart. It's fascinating. So I don't have the fear, but I do have other emotions.
Your hearing, though, is worse than mine in the sense of where your loss is, right in those speech sounds.
And I have the tinnitus too, right? So that doesn't help.
Tinnitus.
Yeah,
so you've got a lot of horrible things going on. I would take my horrible thing over your horrible thing any day of the week. And I don't know if that's because I'm familiar with my horrible thing.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it.
Probably why, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of it, yeah. But yeah, so heavy stuff today. Thank you for sticking with us. If you haven't stopped and moved on to something else, we appreciate you. We appreciate you listening and following, and please comment below and let us know what you think. All comments are welcome, because we want this to be a dialogue. We don't always want to talk about things like this. We probably won't talk about this again for a while, but it needs to happen at least once. And so
sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. Yeah. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It's not terminal, but it's chronic and
it's permanent.
It's not going away, and it's just really hard to wrap my head around.
It is. It's tough.
But like I said, use it as fuel and motivation. Excellent. Start knocking things off that bucket list while you can.
All right. Should we do books?
Sure.
What do you got?
Well, my book choices seem to be devolving as these episodes go on, because last time we had Mob Daughter by Karen Gravano. Today I'm dropping Spare by Prince Harry. I went there. I did. It was fantastic.
Was it good?
It was juicy and gossipy, and I've never been a Harry fan. I really don't like Meghan Markle. Love Will and Kate. I was Team Diana. Not a fan of King Charles. Camilla, I think, is misunderstood. I really could have hung out with Prince Philip. I loved Queen Elizabeth. I just, I'm like royal adjacent in my own mind. Like, I don't understand why they never invite me anywhere. I mean, I think I'd be fantastic company. I think it'd be fun.
Their loss.
Harry's book is as good as sensationalism gets. It's
interesting.
Excellent.
It's interesting.
It's
So
completely entertaining, complete nonsense, great beach read, great snow day read. Good choice. Meghan Markle, you are a social climber. Continue.
Good choice for this episode, right? Good for this episode. Gotta make it a little lighter.
Lighten it up a little bit.
I am completely ambivalent about the royal family. I love British literature and I like British history because English comes from that, and I'm a big word guy. I mean, I'm not a Tory. I'm not a Labour Party? A Whig, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I don't even know the word terminology. I mean, if you like it, no shame. Read what you want to read.
Like, I think Charles Dickens is completely obnoxious.
I love him.
And you love him.
I think he's hilarious.
Just
I literally laugh during, David Copperfield.
Please.
That's who I am. So that's what we got going on here. I'll read the English writing. I won't pay attention to their royalty. That's where I go.
I can't wait until we go to London.
We're going to London?
Someday we're going to go to London. Someday, I predict.
Speak at the British Museum?
We are going to go to London and have 2 completely different trips.
Seriously, I'll be inside all the time. And
it'll be like, high five at Paddington Station. See you at dinner. Boom, I'm out. Going to Windsor. All right. Anyway, go ahead, continue.
So I have...
Oh, look at this. Oh, my God. Break everything?
So this is the complete Calvin and Hobbes.
The complete set.
Everything he's ever written, including things that, artwork that he did in, college. I loved these growing up.
That's
so much. So Bill Watterson's he was a cranky old man before he was old. But he only ran for 10. Maybe that's why I like it. It only ran for 10 years, and that included an 18-month sabbatical that he took. He was just It's so.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it's so. It's more than just funny. There's profundity to it. Mm-hmm. I mean, Calvin can be deep for a kid. He can also be a brat, and the imagination. The writing, the humor, the things, the artwork. I love the little artwork. It's fantastic. And if you ever see any of those Calvin decals on cars where he's peeing on things, those are completely unsolicited, unlicensed. So he refuses to sell the likeness. So if you have any Calvin and Hobbes memorabilia apart from books, it is not approved by Bill Watterson.
T-shirts, mugs, all that kind of stuff.
Nothing. And I respect the hell out of him because the integrity he had. That's why he stopped at 10 years, because he was like, that's what I had to say, and I'm done. And he's still making plenty of money. I mean, that collection was over $100, so it's still cheap, and it's timeless. Like, the comics can be very timeless. And so I like it. I read them every couple of years. I'll go through them all because it's good escapism, and it's good when you're thinking about something serious. Sometimes it's good to laugh. And for me, I always turn to Calvin and Hobbes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Right. So that's it for today. I know it was heavy. Like I said, I know it was heavy, but these conversations need to happen. Right. Until next time, guys.